Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the support vector machine. Let's start with the introduction. Support vector machine is a mathematically rigorous machine learning technique to build a linear binary classifier. Here we are going to use this support vector machine for classification technique. It is used for splitting the data points. It creates a hyperplane in a high dimensional space that can accurately slice a data set into two segments according to the desired objectives. It can separate the data sets into two segments in a high dimensional spaces based on the needs of the user. It is state of the art for many practical problems, such as it is used for identifying the spam emails and other text mining applications. We'll discuss about the SVM model. SVM is a classifier function in a high dimensional space that defines the decision boundary between two classes. The support vector are the data points that defines the boundary condition on either sides of the hyperplane for each of the two classes. Here it is going to use the support vectors. The same data points it is going to be using as a support vectors that will be a boundary points of the two segments. It is used to find the hyperplane in an n-dimensional space that distinctly classifies the data points. It is conceptually easy to understand. See, we'll start with the problem. Find the best classifier between the points of the two types. Suppose there is a labeled set of points classified into two classes. See, this is one labeled class and this is another one labeled class. We are going to separate these two things. How we are going to separating these two things? Means based on finding the hyperplane. See, hyperplane we are going to draw here between these two classes. This is one hyperplane. You can draw like this. You can draw like this. You can draw like this. Anyway, you can draw the hyperplane, but you have to identify which one is the optimal one, which is based on having the maximum margin. It should provide the maximum margin between this data points, this data point and this data point, which is on the boundary points. You have to select. This is in the boundary. This is in the boundary. This is in the boundary. See, this is inside the boundary. So, we have to select the boundary points. From these points, we have to get the maximum margin. That you have to select a line. That line is going to become a optimal hyperplane. See here. This is going to provide, this is a optimal hyperplane, this line. Because it is going to provide a widest margin. This is a widest margin or a largest distance to the nearest training data points of either classes. So, we are going to select this one as an optimal hyperplane. This is the one data point and this is the another data points. These data points which are involved in the calculation are going to become a support vector which are on the margin. That are going to be called as a support vectors. This line is also called as a gutter between the roads. This is, they are going to call this one as a road, big road, and at whatever the end will be there, the gutter will be there. No? So, it is also called as a gutter between the roads, at the end of the roads. These points are considered as a support vectors. See how exactly it works. We will see next. Suppose that the training data of a n points is x1, y1, x2, y2 up to xn, xi, comma, yi. Here x is a feature vector or it is a data point, and here y is going to become it is a label here. It is a label. See, what is this exactly? X is a p-value vector for a point I. It is a value of the vector it is a p-value vector. Yi is its boundary class value. The boundary class values we have to define here. The boundary class, two classes of the values will be there here. Here one boundary is there, another one boundary is there. For this boundary we are going to take one value, this boundary we are going to take another one value. These are the boundary values. That is two classes are there, so we are going to take 1 and -1. See, only two classes are there. One is circle class, one is a square class. So two classes, two boundaries are there. So +1 and the -1 we are going to take. A data is linear separable. The classifier hyperplane is defined as a set of points that satisfies this equation. See, this hyperplane is going to satisfy this equation. See here, whatever this equation is there, this equation has to satisfy this equation. This is the multiplication symbol. Plus b is equal to 0. This is for the hyperplane. What is the w? W is a weight vector. Here, normal vector to the hyperplane. Alright, it is a w is a weight vector. That is this widest one. Weight vector or a best linear a separator into a featured vector. That is our data point you have to take. Plus some offset term you have to take it to a consideration. This is equal to 0. See, in another two classes are there here. One positive class is there, one negative class is there. For this one, another two equations we are going to find. That is going to become this w into x plus b equal to +1, w into x plus b equal to -1. Two classes we are going to generate. These are the hard margins. Hard margins at the both the ends are boundary points. One is a +1, another one is a -1. See, width of the hard margin is going to become 2 divided by that w. For all points not on the hyperplane, they will be safely in their own class. Thus, the y value will have to be either greater than 1 or less than -1. SVM algorithm finds the weights vector, the w, for features such that there is a widest margin between the two categories. Computing an SVM using these equation is a hill climbing problem in a convex space. By working with the points nearest to the classifying boundaries only, it reduces sharply the number of data instances to work with, because only we are going to consider 3 points in this problem. Only few points we are going to be considering and working with those points. This approach is going to reduce the memory requirement of the computation, as well as it is going to reduce the computations involved in this one, internal computations. It is possible because of some kernel methods. What are those kernel methods? We'll discuss here. The kernel algorithm is a core of the or a heart of this SVM machine. Kernel algorithms are based on optimization in a convex space and are statistically well founded. Kernel stands for core of the SVM. Kernel methods operate using a kernel trick, which trick involves computing and working with the inner products of only the relevant pair of data in a feature space. Inner computations will happen. That inner computations will consider only the data points which are relevant. In our problem, only 3 relevant data points are there. See here, one data point and the other data point and this one. Only 3 relevant data points are there. We are going to working with these relevant data points. We are going to ignoring these remaining data points because they are already classified. So it is going to be working on the small relevant pair of data in the future space. No need of computing all the data. Kernel trick algorithm uses a less computational and memory resources. Kernel methods achieve this by learning from instances. They do not apply some standard computational logic to all the features of each input. Instead, they remember each training example and associate a weight representing its relevance to the achievement of the objective. This is also known as a instance-based learning. See, several support vector models are there. One is linear, polynomial, RDF, sigmoid. The SVM have evolved to be more flexible and be able to tolerate some amount of misclassifications. The margin of separation between the categories is thus a soft margin as against the hard margin. This will not work on the hard margins. Next, we will go for the advantages of SVM. SVM is work well even when the number of features is much larger than the number of instances. It can work on the data set with a huge feature space, such as a spam filtering, where the large number of words are the potential signifier of the message being spam. Another one is it is also work when the optimal decision boundary is a non-linear curve. The SVM transforms the variables to create new dimensions such that the representation of the classifier is a linear function of those transformed dimensions of the data. SVM are conceptually easy to understand. They create an easy to understand linear classifier. By working on only a subset of a relevant data, they are computationally efficient. SVM are now available in most of the data analytics tools. This is the advantages. Disadvantages. Here, these are two main constraints are there in this SVM. It works well only with the real numbers. All the data points in all the dimensions must be defined by numeric values only. It works only with the binary classification problems. One can make a series of cascaded SVM to get from this constraint. When data is large, training an SVM is inefficient and time-consuming process. It will not work well when the noise is more in the data. Thus has to compute the soft margins. SVM will also not provide a probability estimate of classification. That is the confidence level for classifying an instance. See, the work of the SVM is to classification, splitting of the data into two by finding the boundary, by finding the hyperplane. See, this is the main important of the SVM. If you are having any doubts about the SVM, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.